Today is the midpoint of February. I ended up doing a scan today, which actually came out really well. My total body fat is now below 15%. I'm 14.6, down from 16.9 where I was at the start of the month, and ultimately down from about 23%. So great progress on that. My weigh-in this morning came in at 70.8 on the body scan. I did weigh myself at home when I was naked, and that was 70.5. I'm not going to get too fussed over the 300 grams in my clothing. Uh, yeah, all in all, huge progress, doing really well. My overall mood is pretty great. I had a really great weekend. Just making sure I keep eating a lot more food than I was before, because the deficits I've been in over the week has been higher than 500. So I've been trying to take a little bit on board of what my PT's been saying, which is try and lose weight a little bit slower. So I'll just give you guys a rundown of over the weekend, because I didn't do any of these videos while we were there. So on Saturday, I ate 2,205 calories, burned 2,307, giving me a deficit of 102, a lot lower than the 500, but I am accounting for the fact that a lot of the times during the month, I feel like my watch has been underreporting the amount of calories that I've been burning, or I've been underreporting how much I've been eating. But when I weigh everything and put all the details in meticulously, the only thing that's kind of less certain is what my watch is telling me. So I'm sort of just trying to test and see how that comes around for that. Sunday was 2,123 calories in, out 2,253 calories, giving me a deficit of 130. Again, well below the 500, but it's still a deficit, and it lines up with the rest of the week. Overall, my diet hasn't changed. It's pretty much just chicken thighs and various pork with some potatoes. I have increased the amount of carbs by having parsnips in the evenings, and so yeah, it's really helped my mood overall. I'm feeling a lot more energized than when I was not having the extra dish of carbs in the evenings. Yeah, looking forward to pushing forward towards the rest of the month. My target weight was 70.6 on the scale, based on where I was last week to lose half a kilo a week, and I hit that 70.5. What's actually really crazy is the first time I ever did a big cut, I think the lowest I ever got on the scale was 70.6. So technically I'm below that point, and I'm eating a lot more, and I'm eating a lot healthier for my body. I've got a lot more energy than I did back then. Granted, I was really pushing myself, like 2 hours in the gym every day, really working on the cardio, really working on the Buff Dudes programs, but I just wasn't eating enough, and that was, I think, a big part of why I felt so skinny and small when I finished it, instead of thinking, hey, where's this like buff dude physique? I mean, I still looked much better than I did before, and I was very happy with my results, but it was still a case of I wanted to sort of see more muscle mass, and I've sort of retained that this time as we've done. So I've been training over the years, and now I've been doing a lot better, and I'm feeling really good. The abs are coming through, and I'm going to keep working on it. So guys, I'll catch up with you a little bit later. I'll show you some photos of what I'm going to be eating, and I'll do a big wrap up where I'll go through all the stats and data tonight. So stay with me, and I'll catch you later. Today was a really great day. I got the scan so I can compare from the start of February to the midpoint, and my results are looking amazing. I'll go over those in just a little bit. I think the first part we'll go with is we'll do a calorie review for the whole week. So the average calories per day was 2,202. Our calories out were 2,738 on average, giving us a deficit of 536, which is on target. So I have increased the amount of calories that I'm eating in general, and increased the amount of carbs, and that's helped significantly. The number of steps I'm taking per day is usually around 5,729. I'm supposed to be aiming for about 10,000, so I could do some improvement there. My macro breakdown is about 14% carbohydrates, 61% fat, and 120, that's 125 grams. So the rest is protein. What's that going to be? That's going to be 25% protein. So yeah, all in all, very good, mood's great. My actual scan, so my scan is the start of the month, just as a quick refresher. My weight was 73.2 kilos. My muscle mass was 34.6. My body fat mass was 12.4 kilos, and that means my body fat percentage was 16.9. So to take that against today's scan, my weight as of today was 70.8. My skeletal muscle mass was 34.3, so there was a tiny little bit of a drop there, but also my water level was down. So it was mentioned by my PT that there's going to be some level of carbohydrates and water involved with that. and I may have lost a few grams, which is probably inevitable on a cut like this. My body fat mass is now 10.4 kilos, down from 12.4, so we've lost 2 kilos worth of fat mass. My body fat percentage is now below 15%, we are at 14.6. So real great progress there. My waist to hip ratio is actually also down another 0.2. I'm now 0.86. My weight control, which is the bit where it tells you like if to be within healthy ranges, is now saying, hey, you're in the right zone. So this is great. At this rate, my PT seems to think that I will be at that point where you can see visible abs by the end of the month, first week of March. So I'm really excited to keep working towards that and stick on the diet, but we might be finishing this series a little bit earlier than planned because I was thinking this was going to go on until May. So I'm going to keep at that. We'll get another scan at the end of the month and we can do a big wrap up. I would do a cost analysis of how much I spent this week on shopping, but because some of the shopping from the previous week carries over into this week, it's starting to get a little bit more murky on what the actual numbers are. But as a general benchmark, this week I've spent about £15 in Sainsbury's. That's going to see me through till about Thursday. Actually, yeah, Wednesday, because I had to cover some of the weekend as well. But like last week, it was about £15. I still have 3 bars of chocolate, and each bar of chocolate lasts me a day and a half. So we've got another couple of days there before I have to buy some more. But overall, shopping is averaging out, if you include the chocolate, at around £20 per week. So super low cost to do that. And of course, I'm not having the alcohol or any of the extras that you normally get. So it's actually saving a ton of money doing this as well. And I get a chatbot, so what's not to love? So that is a wrap up of this week. And we're going to be progressing into week 7, I believe this is, of this whole thing. So basically, between my first scan, which I do have here actually, I've lost about 8 kilograms of fat. Yeah, body fat mass 8.2, today 10.4. So just shy of 8 kilograms, which is... Alexa, how much is 8 kilograms in pounds?
8 kilograms is about 17 pounds 10 ounces.
So 17 pounds 10 ounces of body fat in 6 weeks. So it's doable for anybody at home, and I hope you guys are seeing the same results if you're following along. Yeah, that's going to be it for me. I'm going to call it here, and I'll catch up with you tomorrow. So today, feeling pretty tired, to be honest. I went to bed really late. I was up very late, messing around with some games and some video editing, and it just kind of like, I looked at the clock and it was like 1 o'clock, and I'm like, I actually have a real job to do tomorrow. Should probably get to bed. So that's been something that's been a recurring problem I've had through this thing. It's just making sure I get to bed on time, really. And that should be the easiest part. After you've lifted all the weights, you've pushed yourself to the max, you've watched all your nutrition, you're making sure you're getting all the hydration in that you're supposed to. Just going to bed on time should be really easy. But for some reason, I've just been neglecting that part. I mean, I've still been getting good sleep, but I'd rather be going to bed earlier and getting up earlier, to be honest. Overall, my mood right now is pretty good. I'm starting to get a little bit hungry as we come up to 9:30 in the morning. Not like to the point where I can't focus. I've got actually quite a few meetings coming up right before lunch, so I'm going to be jumping into those and hopefully going to be able to concentrate. I'm feeling pretty good about it. At the moment, I'm not worried. Something I remembered yesterday, because it was quite late, I did a roundup of the whole week. But it's probably a good idea to go over my calories in, calories out for Monday. Yesterday, day 43. So yesterday I ate 1,972 calories. I burned off 2,958, giving me a deficit of 968. And I overshot it there, undershot how much I needed to eat. I need to always keep in mind that Metcon cards is one of the really tough workouts that pushes me quite hard. So I need to be eating closer to the range of about 2,300 on that day, and the same for fit on Wednesdays. Tonight's class is actually kind of special. It's the first time I'm doing a class called Stretch and Move. I have no idea what to expect, so I'm just going to go along and see how I get on. The worst that can happen is that I can't do it, and I just have to train more before I can. So I'm not going to stress about it. I'm kind of excited, to be honest. What else to report? Not a lot actually. The weather is pretty miserable. The only thing that's relevant to that is I've not really been keeping my steps up. Like it's recommended to hit around 10,000 steps average per day, but I've kind of just not been doing that. And a big part of that is because I've been trying to min max my shopping bill. By actually walking around and burning off more calories, I need to consume more. And I'm kind of like at the point where I'm like, I don't really want to do that right now because I've kind of got into the swing of the shopping and really appreciating the extra savings. So it's a case of like, I actually have room if I needed to burn more calories to be more aggressive. I've got the room to do that. And I also at the same time don't have to because I'm doing enough training, even though I'm like at my desk all day for my job. And most of my hobbies, they're indoor stuff, to be honest. I need to get to the climb bouldering a lot more. I really enjoy it, but problem is I only go sort of like once every few months or so, and it just kind of like messes my hands up so much because I just don't train enough. But it's something, yeah, I want to get in more outdoor hobbies at the moment. But at the moment, I'm just kind of like trying to increase the amount I eat and get those burns down to trying to get to around a 500 region. And doing that is actually being less active and eating more. It seems to be the way for me to achieve that, which is quite strange when you think about the whole point of a diet or a cut is that you're trying to burn as much fat as possible. But I'm losing the fat so quickly. I'm not too worried about that. I'm just making sure I can keep it off afterwards. And then the next series I'll do after all of this is when you're putting the muscle on, when you're essentially bulking, but trying to find a way to do that without just going traditional 17 protein shakes a day kind of thing. But you know, maybe I'll see what my PT says about that, and maybe that's the way to go. But overall, I can 100% say that we're almost 50 days in. That the diet has been very easy to follow. It's been very easy to pick up. It's been very cheap and it's been very effective. It's been delicious as well. I've enjoyed every meal. Every meal I have, I really enjoyed. But part of that's probably coming from the fact that I've not eaten for about 18 to 20 hours by the time I get it. So as soon as it's in front of me, I'm like, oh, yes, yes, give it to me, give it to me. Yeah, so I think I'm going to wrap it up here. I'll check in with you guys and show you my food a little bit later. It's going to be just pork chop and potatoes with some absolute dark chocolate. And then this evening's meal is going to be chicken thighs with parsnips and avocado. It's the same cycle at this point. There's not going to be really anything new to show. I'm just mostly including it for accountability so I don't try and cheat anything in. But yeah, guys, catch you in a little bit. And this is meal one for today. So there's 250 grams of pork belly, there's 271 grams of new potatoes, and 30 grams of absolute dark chocolate. This is going to be the last of the pork that I currently have in my house, so I'm going to have to pop out and grab some more real soon. Overall, it's been a little while since I've done one of these food videos, but very consistent. I don't really need to think about it anymore. It's just grab and keep on it. I know the macros line up, I know the calories line up, and keep doing what I'm doing. It's just trucking it through. Cool thing I have about with the chicken thighs that I've got in the fridge is I have so many, it's going to see me through to the end of the week. So I just really have to go pick out about 4 days worth of pork and some avocados to go with that and some more carb sources because I'm going to run out of carbs tomorrow. Yeah, probably about tomorrow I'll run out. So I'll pop to the store later today or tomorrow morning and grab everything I need. All right, guys, I'm going to enjoy this and I'll catch you for the next one. And guys, this is meal two for today. I have 93 grams of parsnips, 95 grams of avocado, and 268 grams of chicken thighs, and 30 grams of absolute black chocolate. I need to eat this pretty quickly and start getting ready for stretch and move. So I'll catch up with you guys a little bit later for the wrap up. First, I'll start with the calories. Total that went in was 2,336. Total out, 2,694, giving me a deficit of 358. That is below the 500, but then yesterday I had a deficit of like 986, so it kind of balances out over the long term. And today has fit, so that's also going to be pretty intense. So I'll burn a lot of calories doing that. Overall, my mood is really good, actually. Yeah, I'm just ready to go to bed and just chill. I'm not feeling hungry. I'm not having any trouble. I do need to go out and get some more food, although my chicken thighs, they expire tomorrow, so I'll probably just have 2 servings of that, and then I'll have to go to the store and get some more food. Oh, well, I need more carbohydrates anyway, so I'll have to grab some stuff around lunch. But yeah, the bills are really cheap, and overall I've been feeling great. So now I'm just gonna go to get some rest, get up, and we're gonna hit it again tomorrow. But guys, stay with me as we continue this drop in body fat to get to the Chad bod, the ever so elusive Chad bod. Anyway, guys, see you next time. So coming up almost onto 50 days into this challenge. Today I'm feeling great. I woke up, I had quite a bit to sort out, quite a lot of mentally taxing problems I have to solve, but I've not had any trouble with that, and this morning's been really pleasant. I got up, walked over to the supermarket, managed to buy myself some more pork. I didn't buy any pork belly. I'm getting a little bit sick of the taste, so I'll just give that a week or two, and then I'll be fine with it again. But I also picked up some more chicken thighs. I've got to finish off the chicken thighs that are already in the fridge that are going out today, so it's going to be two helpings of chicken thighs. But overall, doing really great. My body hurts quite a bit actually from stretch and move. A couple of more movements I'm not really used to on the legs. So that's going to make fit tonight quite interesting, where I'll have an infinite number of squats. What was it, 5 sets, aiming at 15 reps per set in the like time minutes. So 75 squats. So yeah, it's probably about 75 kettlebell squats on tonight's agenda if everything goes according to plan, along with any other leg exercises that get included with medicine balls. So that said, I'm going to wrap this one up a little bit quick. I'll show you the food I'm going to eat because I'm just about to serve that up, and I'll catch you guys in just a second. And guys, this is meal one for today. There are 333 grams of potatoes, 396 grams of chicken thighs, and 31 grams of absolute dark chocolate. Really looking forward to this. I'm very hungry, and I've got to eat this and then jump back into meetings. So I'm going to do that now, and I'll catch you guys up with meal 2 a little later today. And guys, this is meal 2 for today. So I have 279 grams of chicken thighs. I have about 240 grams of potatoes. I didn't pick up any more parsnips. That was an oversight on my part, and I was just like, okay, I need a carb source. So I chucked those on, and I have 120 grams of avocado. So I'm going to eat this, and then I'm going to start getting ready for fit, but good meal. Got to use the last of the chicken thighs for the last batch, and tomorrow I can start moving back onto pork and chicken thigh rotation again, so it's not all too samey. Anyway, guys, that's going to be it for now. I'll catch up for the end of day summary real soon. Hey guys, it's time for a wrap up. So finished up the Wednesday. It's actually just ticked over midnight, so I'm technically into day 47, but we're not going to worry about that. I'm going to head to bed real soon. Just wanted to give you a quick fill in on the calories. Today I ate 2,279. I burned off 3,008, giving me a deficit of 729, a little bit more than I would like to have gone for. I would have aimed for about 500, so I could have had the dark chocolate essentially. That would have added 180 in and brought me right down on target. But it's good to know, very close. It was essentially just 30 grams of chocolate essentially made the difference. But yeah, overall good. My fit performance was pretty good. Legs were aching a little bit from stretch and move, but other than that, yeah, getting through it. It's only the dips where I'm kind of the tricep dips where I start off without using any leg support, and then by the time I get to around round 4 or 5, I'm kind of having to put my feet on the floor. But other than that, I'm keeping up with everything. I'm getting very close to the rep ranges on the whole thing now. So yeah, really impressed with that. Not much else to say right now. A little bit hungry, but nothing I can't handle, and just get up and do it again tomorrow, and just keep trucking it through. But only 2 more days of training this week, and then I get the weekend off to relax and edit together more of these videos. There's a lot of them, and I also need to clear up space on my phone. They're just being filled with videos of me talking to myself. Oh, talking to you guys, but until I publish them, it's to myself, which is funny in a weird way. Anyway, guys, I am clearly well past the point where I'm thinking straight, so I'm going to head to bed now, but catch up with you soon. I realized last night when I was quickly checking the video that I thought that was day 46. I was extremely tired at that point and got myself a little bit off count. So, how am I feeling today? Yeah, I'm doing all right. I woke up around 7:30 in the morning. The problem is I got to bed about 12, so I kind of a little bit less sleep than I would have liked. I tried to just sort of like go back to sleep, but I just kind of just laid in bed, and you know how it is when you're kind of awake and kind of asleep. So did that anyway. So I'm all right. I'm up and about now. I'm doing okay. I've had a bit of a walk this morning, and speaking of which, I just had to remember to switch my watch off. But yeah, all in all, off to a good start. It's coming up to about 11:30 now. So food wise, I'm actually not as hungry as I thought I'd be, but I will be starting up very soon. I'm going to be having some pork and some potatoes, the usual stuff. And yeah, I've got a little bit of a calorie buffer based on the fact that my deficits have been quite high, and I'm going to just generally try and put the calories up. I stepped on the scale this morning. First time I dipped below 70 kilos since, well, before my first corporate job, I think, actually, when I was 21. I actually don't even remember what my weight was back then. I wasn't tracking it quite as much, but I remember the first cut that I did, the Buff Dudes cut, the lowest I got down to was 70.6 kilos, and I was ecstatic because I was down from about, what was it, like 80 something, like originally. It was like 80 plus, and I got it all the way down to about 70.6, and I was very, very happy because it's like the first time I sort of felt a little bit more comfortable in my own skin again. This time I've sort of broken that record and gone even further down, and I'm eating a lot more now, and I'm spending less time in the gym. That said, like, I definitely do really appreciate that the Buff Dude stuff is great if you want to just go into the gym. You don't have a PT, and you're going to be doing the reps. It's really great for building muscle and stuff. And if you're just trying to figure out how to get into lifting and fitness, it's a really, really great channel, and they're very accessible, and their content's really enjoyable. I've gone at it a different way now that I've managed to find body development, and I'm with a PT. And I think the biggest reason I didn't see the results I'm seeing now is primarily diet. There was a lot of stuff I was doing very differently. I was on around 1,600 calories. I was working out for about 2 hours every morning on weight training, and I was putting quite a lot into it. And I did really well. And I'm just like, this time it just like diet's on point. I'm getting help from people that know what they're talking about, and just being very consistent on the diet and making sure that my macronutrients and my overall calories in an actual deficit. I've got actual technology to track what I'm doing, and it's not just watching YouTube videos, writing down rep ranges and weights and stuff. I mean, that stuff's all very important. Don't get me wrong. It's just this time I've got sort of actual data to work with, and once you've got data, the key thing is that you can then look at it and then make adjustments. Whereas before it's just kind of like, well, what's my point of reference? Oh, can I lift more than I lifted the previous week? Can I, what's my heart rate looking at? Well, I have no idea what my heart rate was. I just knew it was, my chest was like going. So yeah, overall doing really well, and I'm gonna be starting food right in a minute, and then go from there. Really, I'll give you guys a bit of an overview of what I'm eating, and then I'll do a wrap up for the day. And tonight's class is Metcon upper strength. So we use one of the big bouncy balls, and essentially we'll be doing different kinds of weightlifting. So it'll probably be shoulders, chest, that kind of stuff. We'll be doing some circuits of that, and yeah, not as difficult as fit or Metcon or even stretching moves. Stretching moves is really interesting. I'm definitely a fan, and we'll be continuing to do that over the next couple of months. Anyway, guys, see you for the next one. Guys, this is meal one for today. I have 350 grams of pork cut. They come in packs of 4 from Sainsbury's, so they're also very calorie dense. So I technically could have just used one of these today, and then I can essentially make one of those packs last 4 days. So I found another little hack there to keep the costs down nice and low. I have 315 grams of potatoes. These are baby potatoes because I couldn't get the new potatoes that I wanted. And then I have 35 grams of absolute dark chocolate. All in all, this puts us up to about 1,600 calories just for these 2 meals. So I've got a little bit of room for food later, and should be good to go for tonight's class. Anyway, guys, I'll catch you for the next meal. And guys, this is meal 2 for today. I have 107 grams of avocado and 270 or so grams of chicken thighs. This brings my total calories up to about 2,300. I don't want to go above that, so I'm not adding any chocolate or any other carbs. This will be more than enough for me to get through the day and see it all the way through till tomorrow. So I'll catch you guys up for the wrap up a little bit later, but for now I'm just going to eat this. Hey guys, it's time to wrap up today. Overall, another successful day. Mood was generally alright. Was playing a few video games in the evening, didn't have good games, and I found myself getting overly stressed and annoyed at it, which is kind of unusual. I usually have a bit of a don't care attitude, so I can't tell if that's a mood change or if it's just general higher levels of testosterone and just getting more competitive with this kind of stuff. Difficult to say if it's anything to do with training in that. It's just thought I'd point it out just so you have an honest opinion of what's going on in my life as we go through this challenge. Yeah, today the calories in was 2,357. The calories out was 2,519, giving me a deficit of only 162, which is well below the 500 I'm usually aiming for. So it seems the sweet spot really is about 2,000 calories on Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. And then for Saturday, Sunday is around about 1,500. Actually, if I go out for a walk, it's about 1,700. And then for Mondays and Wednesdays, I'll burn about 3,000. So I need to eat, well, but anywhere between 28 and 3,000. So I just have to eat a little bit more on Mondays and Wednesdays, and I have to just tone it down today. I ate a little bit too much pork at lunch, and that's what's caused the excess calories. To be fair, I didn't realize it was going to be quite as calorie dense because there was thinner cuts when I bought the packaging. And I bought 2 of those, so technically I'd have like 8 days worth of stuff, but the food goes out after like 5 days. So I was like, all right, I better use it then. So I'll keep that in mind, and I'll adjust tomorrow accordingly and aim for around 2,000 calories. And then for the weekend, take it nice and steady, make sure I get out and get a bit of exercise outside and get those numbers to round out as close to 500 as possible. But yeah, so far stellar results, and just gonna keep chipping away and see how we're getting on into March. It's really looking like we might be at the end of this challenge. If we kept on this velocity, this challenge will probably be finished definitely by March. I was planning by May or June even, and it's just gone a lot faster than I expected. Anyway, guys, I'm going to go to bed, but I'll catch up with you tomorrow. So take care, and we'll see you again. Coming up on February 18th, I'm feeling really hungry right now. It's right before lunch, but I can still focus. I'm not in like crippling state or anything, so I'm doing all right. Had a really good night's sleep. Got to bed a lot earlier. Got to bed around 11, I think it was last night. I can't remember. Maybe it wasn't that early, but yeah, got to bed and got a full 8 hours sleep. It's really feeling really good right now. Very energized, and yeah, generally in good spirits. I stepped on the scale this morning and saw my weight come down again. So definitely on target for this week. I can't even remember what my target is because I've already smashed it. So the rate I keep setting these targets, they keep getting broken faster and faster. So what I'm going to be doing today is eating a little bit less because I know that I've got upper weights class tonight. So I know that I don't burn as much as I do during Metcon cards on Mondays, or as much as I do on Fit Wednesdays. Like those ones really push my heart rate up and get the burns going. So I'm going to be aiming to eat around 2,000 calories today, which does mean I'm going to eat less pork for lunch. That was the big killer for yesterday. And I should be, probably coming to the end of the day around 2,500, because I'm not going to go walking anywhere. We've got a red weather alert today. The weather looks fine. I was hoping for like a hurricane. I want to see trees flying past and all that, but it doesn't happen. Obviously, I don't want anybody to get hurt, but you always see these things happen in America, and it's just like really cool. You just want to see what a real storm looks like. Obviously, if you've been in a real storm, probably not, but just being able to observe out the window would have been nice. That all said and done, I am going to jump into the rest of my day. I'll catch up with you with meal number 1, and I'll catch you guys real soon. And this is lunch for today. So it's 260 something grams of potatoes, 180 grams of pork, and then also the 85% dark chocolate. Decided I'd give myself a little bit of a break from the absolute dark. I've got another 2 bars of that in my cupboard, which I'll make my way through, but for the next day or so, I'll be going through the 85% stuff that I had left over. just as a little bit of extra flavor. Anyway, guys, I'll catch up with you a little bit later for meal number 2. And guys, this is meal 2 for today. I have 320 something grams of chicken thighs, 102 grams of avocado, 166 grams of potatoes, and 24 grams of 85% dark chocolate. Pretty standard. I haven't got a lot of time before I've got to eat this and get over to the gym, so I'm going to eat this now and catch you guys for the wrap up a little bit later. Hey guys, it's time for a wrap up of today. It's the last training day of the week, and I'll be honest, I'm pretty relieved. I'm kind of exhausted right now, and I'm definitely looking forward to getting a good rest in and enjoying kind of a calm weekend, lower calories in general, and just taking it a bit easy. A quick review of the day. My total calories in was 2001. My calories out was 2,728, giving me a deficit of 727. So realistically, I could have eaten more at dinner. I could have had another chicken thigh. Actually, no, the problem with the chicken thigh is 200 grams would have been about 400 calories, and then I would have been only 300. So I could have had more potatoes, I guess. I could have doubled the potatoes, but that would have upped my carbs beyond the point where I'm comfortable. I could have had more dark chocolate, but then I kind of don't want to fill all my calories up on that. I just want that as a little bump. This is where the parsnip was useful, I guess. So I could have a little bit of a variety on the carbs there. I could have just had more at lunch, I guess. I could have had an avocado as well at lunch. Yeah, so there's a couple of things I could have done, but all in all, I'm okay with this. My deficit yesterday was 161. I've kind of been doing a bit of this fluctuations on the days like being under and over instead of just getting it correct, which I'd prefer to be in a position where it was consistent. It's going to average out, so it's going to be fine, but it's a case of just making sure that it's actually aiming for that 500 a day is pretty comfortable. As of right this second, I feel a little bit hungry, but I'll be okay. I'll make it through till tomorrow. And yeah, I won't have any trouble sleeping. So guys, I'm going to call it right here, and I'll catch up with you for tomorrow. And yeah, we'll just keep going. We're almost coming up to day 50, which is crazy, but we're not going to do anything special. It's what is going to be day 50? Yeah, it's going to be Monday. No, it's not. Yeah, I'll figure it out. But yeah, I'll do an end of week review on Sunday, and we can go over the amount of money that I spend and total calories in, total calories out, and just a bit of an overview. This is getting a bit rambly because I'm tired, so yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. Today, it's a little bit later in the day. It's actually about 2 p.m. right now. I'm feeling extraordinarily hungry. I had to go out and do something this morning. It didn't go as well as I'd have hoped, but I'll just try again another time. It is what it is. General overall mood this morning, I was feeling pretty good. Got up, got ready, went straight out into the world, and was generally pretty fine. My mood was pretty good. While things didn't quite go the way that I'd hoped they would today, it's okay. I'm not going to beat myself up too much about it, and overall today is still designed to be a lower calorie intake day and just kind of resting, relaxing, and building up from all the workouts I've done throughout the week. So not too much more to report right now, so I will show you food as soon as it's ready, and I'll catch up with you guys real soon. And guys, this is meal 1 for today. We have 265 grams of potatoes. There's 175 grams of pork, and then also a 25 grams of 85% absolute dark chocolate. I'm absolutely ravenous, so I'm not going to talk for too long. Just going to tuck into this, and I'll catch you for meal 2 a little bit later. And guys, this is meal 2 for today. We have 277 grams of chicken thigh, 100 grams on the nose of avocado, and 25 grams of, that's actually 24 grams of 85% dark chocolate. Really looking forward to this. Coming up towards the end of my fasting period, so I want to eat this quite quickly. And yeah, I'll catch up with you guys for the wrap up a little bit later. Hey guys, it's time for a wrap up of the day. Overall, pretty successful. I've taken it quite easy and just been relaxing. I haven't really been doing much, just playing a few games, resting around my apartment. I had a bit of a walk earlier when I went out, but nothing too strenuous. Our total breakdown looks like 1,855 calories in, 2,253 calories out, total deficit 398, a little bit lower than the 500, but again, it will average out over the whole week. I just probably could have done with just not eating. Yeah, if I'd have just not ate the chocolate, I would have been about 20 calories out on the thing. So with my last meal of the day. So there's something to keep in mind. On the weekend, I'm probably going to be burning around 2,200 calories if I go for a walk or something. If I don't, it's going to be around 2,000, maybe just a little bit below that. So I just need to keep that in mind when figuring out how much to eat. Overall, I think I'm gonna, if I close the week out, I'll do a weigh-in tomorrow, figure out exactly where I'm at based on where I've been tracking, and yeah, I think it's gonna be a pretty successful week. I'd already hit the target for the week, so it's a question of just how much further I've gone than this, and then we set the target up again for next week, and yeah, gonna get there definitely. I don't have that much more body fat to lose before I start falling before I start falling to single percentages. I was at 14.5% on my scan last Sunday, and if I've dropped another kilo here, my fat mass was about 10 kilos at this point. So subsequently, it's like every kilo I drop is about 10% of my remaining fat mass. I don't know how to do the percentage calculations, actually, to be fair, off the top of my head, for what 15% of my total body weight is 10%. Well, I could figure it out. I'll just get a pen and paper and do it. But yeah, overall, I'm probably going to be sub 10% in the by early March if I keep on the current pace. I don't know if I need to go that low. Probably not. I'll probably be fine around 12%. We'll see. But yeah, that's going to be me for today. I'll catch up with you guys tomorrow, and looking forward to the win. Hey guys, and welcome to day 48 of the 2K challenge with body development. So, had my weigh in today for my weekly checks. Smashed the target. I'm now 69.3 kilograms. So down from the 79 that we originally scanned in for over in 50 days. So that's almost 9 kilograms of losses in total. And pretty much all of that has just come out of fat. I've lost barely any muscle mass, and that's kind of questionable based on the fact that I had a lot less glycerin in my system last time. So the scan may have mixed a few grams of muscle, or I may have lost a few. Not terrible, but yeah, doing really great. Really liking what I'm seeing in the mirror. I'll show you guys some progress photos when we do the wrap up a little bit later today, but overall, yeah, really successful. Very, very happy, and I'm just about to have my food. Well, actually, I'm just about to cook my food, so then I can get on with everything else that I've got to do today. But yeah, no, can't complain. Like, it's the system that I'm doing is working. Like, and I'm keeping my workouts up. I'm keeping that on a schedule. I'm making sure that I'm eating clean, and I'm actually really trying with the exercise. I'm checking my heart rates. I'm checking my calories, and all of that's on point, and it's paying dividends. I hope if you guys have made it this far in your journey, you're also seeing similar results, or that you're still with me, because like we're almost coming up to 50 days of these, and that's quite a commitment to sit down and watch all those videos. I remember recording them, editing them, and uploading them, and I don't know how many people even watch a bunch of the stuff in the middle. You guys might just want to check out the reviews on Sundays, but I'm hoping this helps. It gives you just a general insight to, as you're cutting, is kind of what I wanted to, so you could sort of see what was going on in my head at the time, and things I was thinking of, and what I was looking at, what I was learning along the way. So it may inspire you, or help you with if you get stuck at any point, you just want to, like, you get to day 30 and you're like, oh, what's going on? You just want to watch a few days of like me carrying on just to help you. I hope it really does. My sleep last night, yeah, really good. Slept all the way through. It's Sunday, so I got to have a nice line. You're probably getting very familiar with all my comfortable clothes at this point, because most of these videos are shot with me wearing cozy clothes. But yeah, not really much else to say. I'll show you guys some lunch. It's going to be pork today, and potatoes, and the usual stuff. And we're going to keep the calorie count a little bit low, just because we're not going to be that active today. All right, guys, catch you for meal one real soon. Hey guys, this is meal one for today. So I have 2 of the thick cut pork. It's not thick cut, it's just regular pork chops. That's going to be quite calorie dense. I haven't actually done the math on that one yet, but I can do that when I review the day up a little bit later. And I've got 266 grams of potatoes and 25 grams of 85% dark chocolate. All in all, I've had this meal before. It's probably over 1,000 calories, which will be fun. I realized the pork was actually going out of date, and I was like, okay, I'm going to have to finish this today. Chicken thighs up tomorrow for probably a bit of a heavier session. Of course, because I've got Metcon cards, that's a day where I've got quite a bit of calorie allowance. So I can also try and maximize the amount of food I get before it starts going bad. Anyway, guys, I'm going to eat now. I'll catch you guys in a bit. And guys, this is meal 2 for today. It's a very small one. It's just 2 chicken thighs coming in at 251 grams. In total, this brings my calories to just over 2,000, which is a pretty good place to be considering the deficits I've been in. I had a really big lunch, so it's actually only been a few hours since I've eaten, just about 4 hours or so. So I'm not really hungry, and I don't really have the calorie room. I could have probably just went for a big walk and then added some more in, but this will do. This will get my protein goals up quite high. Anyway, guys, I'll catch you a little bit later for the wrap up. It's a weekly wrap up, so we're going to go over quite a bit of data today, and I'll just give you my thoughts of the week, how I did, and what my goals are for the next week. Overall, incredibly successful. I can't complain at all. My weigh-in today came in at 69.3 kilos. My target was 70 on the nose, so that's actually like 0.8 kilos lower than what I was even aiming for, which is incredible. We'll get to see on the next scan whether or not I'm maintaining muscle mass. The key thing is to make sure I'm eating enough protein and keep training and picking up the weights, and that will all help me keep all that muscle as we keep burning off that body fat and go even lower onto the body fat percentages. It's been great. I mean, I'll put up the progress photos for you to see, and if you've been looking along the whole series, you can see quite a bit of change from here. Obviously, for me, it's looking a little bit more gradual, but I guess when you go straight from image 1 to the last image, that's going to be something that's it's always looks the most shocking. But at least you guys can see all the in-between of the development yourself. So when you go do your own body transformation, you'll be able to know that being patient and how it kind of will end up looking for you guys. So to go over the numbers this week, I ate a total of 14,866 calories. I burned 18,406 calories. So when you average that out, my daily average was 2,123. My average out was 2,629. My deficit, 506. So bang on 500. I've got it down to a T now. Understand the diet, understand roughly how much I'm burning, and now I'm keeping it within those 500 deficits. At least 500 deficits based on what my Garmin Watch is recording. Obviously, the process is working, but based on the amount of weight I'm losing, it probably means I'm burning more than the watch is actually tracking. It's helpful because it's giving me a baseline to know when to do more, when to do less, but I don't think I can rely on this entirely. And even my food, I weigh everything, but for example, the chicken thighs, I don't know if the ingredients, when it calculates all of the proteins, the calorie count by weight, does that include the bones? Like, it's not clear, really. So when I'm eating 200 grams of chicken thighs, I'm not eating any of the bones and how much the bones weigh, and I'm not weighing the bones, I'm just chucking them away. So it's a little bit, again, it's like all of this data is stuff where you've just got to look at what's happening and make educated guesses, because it's not exact. There's probably ways that you could do it, but if you're just a normal average person like I am, you're gonna drive yourself mad if you try and do everything perfect. And ultimately, the question is, are you achieving the results that you want? Are you moving towards your fitness goals? And if you are, keep doing it. If you're not, what can you adjust to do that? So, breakdown of food. I went to Sainsbury's. It's the closest one. I've kind of done a bit of a shop around, and you guys have got an idea in the UK exactly what the cheapest place is. It's Lidl, and Lidl is perfect. You can get all of your meats. Their meats are great, and you can get all of your carbs that you're going to want, like your potatoes, your parsnips, all very cheap. You do a shop there, probably about £12-13 for a whole week. Sainsbury's, I did end up having to pick up more chocolate, and the crazy thing is I still have food left over going into next week. In fact, some of it's probably going to get wasted because it's just going to go off. So it's something that I have to keep in mind, that I can't store that much because there's only me eating it. I don't have somebody else here that I'm sharing my food with. But in total, I spent £23.10, which if you divide up 14,866 calories by that, you get 646 calories per pound spent. So that is quite incredible, actually, when the conversion rate that I'm getting on my calories. It's just when you can essentially say, like, if you're being completely inactive, for some people about 1,500 to 1,700 a day, it means you can get by on about £2 a day preparing it, like in some cases. Obviously, you shouldn't, because then you're going to start like skimping out on other bits and pieces. But if you really want to slim that shopping bill down, I'm doing all this. I'm not drinking all the protein powders. I'm not taking any supplements apart from vitamin C and vitamin D, just because I'm a bit concerned I wasn't eating any fruit or anything, that I want to get a bit more vitamin C. And well, I spend too much time indoors, so vitamin D is always helpful. But yeah, no, it's like I'm not doing any of that stuff, and these are the results that I'm achieving. It's just literally training and counting calories, and the types of food is being very, very strict on no processed sugars, no refined grains, and no oils, like processed oils. When I do reintroduce oils, apparently according to the 2 meals a day book, coconut oil, avocado oil is good, but just avoid anything else, which is going to make going to restaurants a little bit more. I've got to be a bit more mindful, because the majority of them are going to be cooking oil. I can always ask, hey, are you cooking? Can you cook this in butter or something? Or just not worry about it all the time. But because I'm not going to be eating out all the time. It's just A, really expensive, and B, it's just so bad for you. It's like it's just filled with all the stuff. It tastes delicious, but it is going to be completely counterproductive to whatever your fitness goals are if you are trying to go for the Chad bod. Going down further from my macronutrients, I have 13% carbohydrates, 61% fat, 26% protein. Ideally, I'd probably like to get that protein up a little bit, but I'm eating around the 150 mark each day, which is roughly about right when you do the calculation. I think it's 1.8 grams of protein per pound of body weight, or something like that. I know it comes out, I did the calculation before, it comes out about 150, 160 is what I should be aiming for. I'm getting 150, which is really good. So I guess then what's the target for next week? Next week the target will be 68.8 kilograms. This is the lowest I've been since I was in my 20s, early 20s in fact, actually. I think, yeah, I can't think of, I think I've been 70, I've been 70 since I was in my 20s. I remember the last lowest weight I remember being was 60 kilos at 14 or something. So obviously I don't want to plan to go that low, at least not without, unless that's like basically all coming out of fat. But I imagine in the next couple of weeks, if I'm maintaining the rate that I am, and it is all fat that's coming off, I will hit my goal, and then I'll need to increase my carbohydrates, because I am going to run out of fat to burn. It's just going to be a case of then my body is going to be, we haven't got any more fat, we've got muscle, we're going to start burning that. So just skim it down, get the six-pack ab look I'm going for, and then increase my carbs, and then talk to my PT about what I should be doing next. And then I'll let you guys know what I'm going to be doing, and I'll report the results back. Obviously, if you want to get exact advice from a PT, you should go hire one yourself. They're kind of expensive, and I don't want to take the mick and just go, yeah, here's everything that they're selling for free. So I'm not going to do that. I will only tell you what I'm doing and what's working for me, and then you can make decisions on yourself, or you can go consult a professional. So this is going to wrap up this week. Tomorrow is day 50. Really far into the challenge now, and I'm really, really pleased with the results. I'm looking forward to getting to the end of it. My dad's birthday's coming up soon. I would like to take him to a Brazilian steakhouse and be okay with like eating stuff, because the last couple of times I've sort of gone out, I've just been sort of sat there and like drinking soda water. I've been really good. I can enjoy the environment, and my relationship with food is I'm able to not need to eat it. My diet has changed so much that in actual fact, a lot of all the greasy fried stuff that I smell, it doesn't smell that appealing to me anymore. Like, there's halloumi I'll make an exception for, even though I'm lactose intolerant and cheese is a bit of a problem. I love a bit of the halloumi, but I can see it and I'm like, okay, that one's a little bit different. But anything else that I've seen, I've not really had a problem to say no. Like, people have pizza, it's like, nah, I'm okay. Walk past a kebab place, it's like, nah, I don't need one of those. So doing really good on that front. Just going to stick to the course, and we'll get to the end, and yeah, we'll make more progress from our current progress photos. We're about 14.5% body fat last time we did a scan, and if we drop the same amount again, another 2%, we're going to be around 12% by the time we do our next scan, if all goes according to plan. But that said, I only have about 10 kilos of body fat actually still left on me, so losing 10% of my remaining body fat each week is very significant. And technically it means that the big jelly model. I'll tell you what, I'll put a screenshot up now of what 2.3 kilograms of fat looks like, and based on how much I've lost from when I started, which was 79, I'm 10 kilos short. I've lost like 4 of those things off of my body. Like, and I wasn't exactly big when I started this, to be honest. It was post Christmas, but I wasn't big. I've dropped a lot of them, and I'm surprised actually, I've still got quite a way to go before I get the Chad bod that I'm looking for. It's just, I never thought it'd be that much. I thought when I got to about 70, that's when it would be all there, but it's not, and I'm okay with that. I'll just keep pushing and I'll get there. Guys, it's late. I'm gonna go to bed, get up and do my job tomorrow. But day 50 coming up, put on your party hats, and we're gonna just keep cracking on. Speak to you guys soon.